Andariki Namaskaramlu. Today is 17th July 2023. Today's topic is Swetaswetara Upanishad by CSR Prabhu garu. We are on advanced level 2 of certificate course on Sanatana Dharma. This is for the people who have completed successfully the basic course on certificate course on Sanatana Dharma. In this course, today is the 11th day of course of instructions. So far, we have completed Vedas, Vedangas, Darshanas, and now we are on Upanishads. And we have completed one lecture on Upanishads, Manduka Upanishads. Now, today we are on Swetaswetara Upanishads. So, we'll start the session with reciting Vande Mataram and then chanting Prarthana. Request Chala Chittibabu garu to recite Vande Mataram.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam, Malayaj Sitalam, Sasya Syamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Subrajosna Pulakitayamini, Pullakusumita Drumadala Shobhini, Suhasini, Sumadhura Bhashini, Sukhadam Varadam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram.
Vande Mataram. ధన్యవాదములండి చల్లా చిట్టిబాబు గారు. Now let us request Ananthan garu to chant Prarthana, please.
Harihi Om. 1 minute meditation. Sit erect. Relax the body. Close the eyes. Without effort, watch the breath. Three times Omkaram. Om. Om. Om Ganana Tva Ganapatikum Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamasravastamam Jyashtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashranvannoti Visida Sadanam Mahaganapataye Namaha Prano Devi Saraswate Vajebhir Vajinivati Dhinama Vitriyavatu Vagdevyai Namaha Gurureva Gatir गुरुमेव भजे गुरुनैव सहास्मि नमो गुरवे न गुरोः परमं शिशुरस्मि गुरोः मतिरस्ति गुरौ मम पाहि गुरो ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ सर्वेभ्यः नमस्कारः
ధన్యవాదములండి అనంతన్ గారు. Now let us request Prabhu garu to start the session.
Om Brahmavadino vadanti kim karanam Brahma kutasvajata jivama kena kvacha sampratishta adhishtha kena sukhatareshu vartamahe Brahmavido vyavastham. The Swetaswetara Upanishad is the last in the series of the principal Upanishads, the Upanishad. Isha, Kena, Katha, Undaka, Mandukya, Chandogya, Aitareya, Taittiriya, Brihadaranyaka, and Swetaswetara. So it is Swetaswetara. The importance of this Upanishad is multifarious. One, it is the last in the 10 principal Upanishads on which Adi Shankaracharya wrote the commentaries, and all other great philosophers after him also wrote the commentaries, both ancient and modern. The second, it has the roots of Nirakara, Ishvara Upasana, which is copied into other religions. And some of the philosophers of other religions themselves refer to the Swetaswetara Upanishad quotations. Number 3, it has a personal context. In my younger days as a student, I was noting down some of the mantras in Yajurveda into a diary, those which are referring to the Yoga Shastra. Because the word yoga is not there in the Vedic text, but the root yuj is there. So whatever I noted down, much later, after 30-40 years, when I was in a senior position in NIC, when I studied the Swetaswetara Upanishad, I was surprised, shocked to see the same mantras which I noted down from the Yajurveda pertaining to Yoga Shastra. That gave me an important realization, which I am sharing with you today, that Upanishads like Swetaswetara have been compiled by deriving or directly reproducing the mantras of the Yajurveda or any other Veda. In this case, the Swetaswetara Upanishad belongs to the Yajurveda. So it has derived its content and thought process from the Yajurveda primarily. So about 80 to 90% will be quotations compiled together, and rest will be the local statements. Kalasvabhavo niyatiriyadricha bhuta yonihi purusha iti chintyam samyoga eshanatvatma bhavaatmapyannesha sukha dukkha heto. First, he has started with the questions which are mentioned or stated by the Brahmavadins. That means those who are into the declarations of Brahma Vidya. Kim Karanam, what is the original cause? Brahman is original cause. Brahma, Kutasajata, Jivama, Kena Kvacha Sampratishtha, Adhisthita, Kena Sukhataresh Vartamahe. So, by what we will be able to operate with great happiness, that is Brahmavido Vyavastha, being established in Brahman. And the nature of time, Kalasvabhavo Niyatihi Yadricha Bhutaha Yonihi Purusha Iti Chintyam. Time determines everything, as we know, birth and death, and every event in life is based on time. Kalasvabhavo Niyatihi Atma Bhavad Atma Apyanisha Sukha Dukkha Hetu. Te dhyana yoga anugata apashyan devatma shakti swagunair gudham yak karanani nikhilani tani kalatma yuktani adishtyeka tam ekamanevim trivruta shodasham tadadhram vimshati pracharabhi Ashtakai Shadbhir Vishwarupai Trimarka Vedam Dvinimitte Moham Panchasrotom Panchayon Yugravatram Panchapranormim Panchabudhyadima Moolam Panchavartam Panchadukhavagavegam Panchashadvedam Panchaparvamadhimaha Sarva Jive Sarva Samsthe Bruhante Tasmin Yasrobhyamde Brahmachakre Prathagatmanam Preritaram Chamatva Jushtastasastena Amrutatameti Yaudgetametat Paramam tu Brahma Tasmin Rayam Sapratishtha Aksharancha Atrantaram Veda Vidho Viditva Lina Brahmani Tatparayoni Mukta. So, as mentioned many times, Brahmatmana samsthiti, being absorbed in the Brahman, is the way to get mukti. Trantaram vedavido viditva lina brahmani tatpara yoni mukta. Brahmavids, Brahmajnanis get absorbed into the Brahman. Samyuktame tat ksharam aksharancha vyakta vyaktam bharate vishvamishaha. Ishaha, the Lord, Ishvara, is spread and full in both the manifest and unmanifest universe, and both in the destructible and indestructible. Samyuktametat, the joining of the Kshara and Akshara, Vyakta and Avyakta, Bharate Vishvamishaha, Anishaha, Cha Atma Buddhyate. Anishaha means one who doesn't have any other Isha. He is himself Isha. Buddhyate Bhoktruhavat is the knower. As Swami Chinmayananda used to say frequently, the feeler, thinker, knower, enjoyer, the self. Avyah Purusha Sakshi Kshetrajno Akshara Evacha. Bhoktruभावात् ज्ञात्वा devam muchyate sarvapapaihi. So if you know that Deva, that divine being, you will be liberated from all sins. Jnadnyaudva vajavir nisha vajaheka bhoktru bhokta and bhoga. The universe, samsara, is bhoga padartha. The bhoktru is the purusha or the sakshi chaitanya atma kshetrajna. Avyayaha purushaha sakshi kshetrajna akshara evacha. Anantaschatma vishwarupo akarta. He is non-doer, he is infinite. He is in the universal form. Trayam yada vindate brahmametat ksharam pradhanam amrutaksharam araksharatmana vishate deva ekaha. One supreme being, one divine being. So the question arises, how come we have so many devatas, upasya devatas? As already explained, all these are just the manifestation of, multifarious manifestation of the unity, one Deva, Eka Deva. Jnatva Devam Sarvapashapahanihi Kshinai Kleshai Janma Mutyu Prahanihi. By Brahmajnana, by knowing the Ishvara, by knowing the Supreme Being, all the bondages, Sarvapashapahanihi, will be destroyed. Kshinai Kleshai, all sorrows will be diminished and finished. Janma Mutyu Prahanihi, the life and death sequence also will be broken. Tasya vidhana tritiyam deha bhede vishwa ishwaryam kevala aptakamaha etajneyam nityam evatmavastham natah param veditavyam vikinchit etajneyam nityam evatmastham. And this supreme being Deva is inside yourself. As Vemana said many times, Ittu Ghatamulona Pettina Jivu Kanaleka Narudu Kasikegi Vediki Vediki Atadu Verri Poyara Vishwadavirama. Without realizing that the Lord resides in your own heart. Sarvasya Chaham Hridi Sannivishto Matta Smriti Jnanam Apohanancha Ishvara Sarvabhutanam Hruddeshe Pardhatishtadi Brahmayan Sarvabhutani Yantra Rudhani Mayaya. Without realizing the existence of divine power, divine supreme being, in your own heart, in the cave of your heart, Hito Guhayam, you go on search outside, in Kasi or Rameswaram or Prayag or Gaya, wherever it is, you are not going to find. मैं तो तेरे पास, न मंदिर में न मस्जिद में, मैं तो तेरे पास. ये तज्ञेयं नित्यमेव आत्मस्थं नातः परं वेदितव्यं हि किंचित्. There is nothing else to be known except that bhokta bhogyam preritaram chamatva preritaram dhiyo yona prachodayat. Yo devas savita asmakam dhiyo dharmadi gochara prerayet. Tasya yad bhargas tad varenyam upasmahe. The meaning of Gayatri Mantra is given in a shloka in the Sanjhanam itself. Yo devaha savita asmakam dhiyo dharmadi gochara prerayet. That supreme power, which is brilliant like sun and which drives all the functions of my mind and intellect. Dhiyo dharmadi gochara prerayet. Tasya yad bhargaha tadvarenyam upasmahe. Preritaram chamatva bhokta bhogyam preritaram chamatva sarvam proktam trividham brahmametat vahneryadha yonigatasya murtir nadrishyate naiva chalingana sabhuya evendhana yonigruhyastad dobhayam vai pranavena dehe swadeham aranim krutva Now he is giving a very beautiful allegory, alankaram, making your body an arani, pranavam cha uttararanim, making the pranavam omkaram as second uttararani, dhyana nirmadhanabhyasat, by rubbing. You know what is arani and uttararani? So in the yajna vidhi, it is not permitted for you to lit a matchbox for lighting the fire. They have one arani and uttararani. That means they have two sticks, one placed on the other. They rub. They rub so hard that sparks will come out, and they'll keep a cotton piece which will be burnt. So it will start. The flame will come out. And that only they'll use for starting the agni in the various Havil yajnas, including Agni Chayanam, Somayagam, and so on, which were recently performed at Pragati Resorts location. So these Arani are the body and Omkaram. It means just like Uttararani rub hard. It is like there is one wooden piece, and on this another wooden, and then they rub very hard. More you rub very hard, more heat will come due to friction, and that friction will lit the lamp, or it will burn the cotton piece there. In the same way here, Swadeham araning krutva pranavam cha uttararinim, omkaram kept on the top of your body. Arani is your body and Om is kept on it, and then there will be rubbing. Dhyana nirmadhana abhyasat. That mathanam is dhyana nirmadhana, the dhyana process of meditation. If you do that, by doing that, dhyana nirmadhana abhyasat, devam pashet nigodhavat. You will see the Lord within yourself. If you perform that mathanam of Omkaram on your body itself. Tileshu tairam datini vasarpihi apasrota saranishu chagnihi evamatmatmani jayate asau satyenainam tapasayo anupashyati. Just as the oil is inside the sesame seeds, the Lord is within this srishti, within the creation He made, within yourself too. Tapasayo anupashyati. Satyena enam tapasa. Through tapasya, it is possible to perceive the Lord within yourself. Sarva vyapinam atmanam shire sarprivarpitam. Atma vidya tapo moolam tat brahmopanishad param. Atma vidya tapo moolam. So by tapasya, it is possible to see the nature of the self. Atma vidya. I will give you in a few minutes the summary or the essence of the Atma vidya. Everyone, every being in this universe is aware of the self. Everyone knows, apart from the ahankaram, which comes as an extension or a superimposition, the basic self, I-ness, Sakshi, Chaitanyam, is there. Yes, not any other method of lighting the fire is not valid in a yajna yaga process. Only what I told is correct. So now don't disturb me. I'm telling you something very deep. The basic self, nobody can say I don't know, because the very moment you say I don't know, that means you exist, I exist. Nobody can say I don't exist, because if somebody says I don't exist, then who is saying that I don't exist? So there is the I-ness. I is very much experienced all the time, but it is adulterated, contaminated, superimposed with ego, arrogance, anger, lust, greed, jealousy, and so on, which is the cause of samsara. If you can observe your own thoughts and mind in meditation, condition and not allow all these superimpositions to take over, then the pure self remains as it is. Which you know very well, in deep sleep, you experience your pure self, and that is the way you can enjoy or recover and feel very good with the sleep process, because there is no superimposition of any false identity over and up. In deep meditation also, in any meditation, they ask you to observe thoughts, and finally you reach a thoughtless state of, but you exist alone. I-ness. So what is this I? Who is this I? When you ask, everybody will give different answers. I am so and so, I am XYZ, name, form, address, Aadhaar number, designation, etc., etc., etc. But all those things are not you, because those things come and go. There was no Aadhaar card number a few years ago. Now it is there. Your names also will be different for different relatives. Your designations keep on changing. Finally, after you are retired fully, there is no designation. So none of these identities are valid. So if you say I am the body, then that is also not valid, because the body is continuously changing. Every second, many cells are dying and taking birth, but you are not feeling like that. I am dying, I am taking birth. You are not feeling I am small, I am big, I am fat, I am tall, I am brown, I am old, I am cold, and all that I am hot. You always felt yourself same. I, Balyadishvapi Jagradadip Sada Sarvas Avasthasvapi Vyavrittasvanuvartamanam Ahamityantas Purantam Yada. So the nature of the self is felt as I throughout your memory, remembered life is same, not changing with the body conditions or the superimpositions of the body, like name, form, designation, address, and so on. So what is that I? Finally, everybody will say, I exist, I am aware, Sat Chit, and in happiness, in deep sleep, I am Ananda, or in meditation, I am in Ananda. Satchidananda is my nature, except that I don't know anything else, because all other things are superimposed attributes which are not real. So I alone exist and all others are coming and going. So Nirgunam, Nirakaram, Nirvikaram, Nirvikalpam, Niranjanam. And I am that, and so are you, and so also he and everyone. Even an ant or a cat or dog or cow or anything, from ant up to Brahma, Chaturmukha Brahma, though the roles, designations, functions, color, size, address are all different, remove them all with the pure self is identical across the universe. So when it is identical, there are multi-million or billion eyes or I-ness manifestations in this universe. So they're all identical. So if something is identical, can it be related to each other, or they are really independent? As of now, they are appearing to be independent. But if you ask this question, then the answer has to be that they must be related, or they must be having some common factors or common features, like water in small glass, or water in a big tank, or water in a big lake, or water in a river, or water in ocean. The contaminations contents are changing, but water has to be the same, though multifarious contamination products may be existing. So similarly, similarly space in my room, space in your room, space in White House, space in any other place. Though the contents are varying, attributes are varying, space has to be the same. In the same way, the self, though yourself, myself, himself, though the vasanas and samskaras and contaminations and superimpositions and attributes are varying, the self has to be one and the same. So that is the identity of Atman, Pratyagatman, Jivatman, and Paramatman, or Jnanatman, or Antaratman. So all these attributes are variable. They are like contaminations of water, but water is the same. In the same way, the self has to be the same. So this Atma Vivechana and leads to Atma Jnanam, Atma Vidya, Tapo Moolam. It has its roots in Tapasya, Tad Brahmopanishad Param. That is transcendental and it is related to Upanishad, means closely associated with Brahman, which is Ishvara Bhagavan. Tad Brahmopanishad Param Iti. This is the first chapter. Now we go to the second chapter, where many Veda mantras are quoted. Till now in the first chapter, Veda mantras were not quoted. The Tattva Jnanam has been explained. Tattva Jnanad Nishrayasam. By Tattva Jnanam, by understanding the true nature, you will get liberated. Tattva Jnanad Nishrayasam. Satsangatve nisgatvam, nisangatve nirmohatvam, nirmohatve nischalatatvam, nischalatatve jivan muktihi. When you are in nischalatattva, tattva jnana stage, you are liberated while being alive itself. So this Atma Jnana based on Atma Vivechana, analysis of the nature of the self, is fundamental to the realization of the self, or self-realization, which is also God realization, because this Paramatma is one and the same as the Jivatma, Pratyagatma, Jnanatma, Antaratma. So this Atman is common across all the attributes added to it. Therefore, if you remove the attributes, what remains is pure consciousness, Atman. Yunjana prathamam manastattvaya savita dhiyah agne jyotirnichaya prithivya bharat. All these quotations are from Veda directly, Veda mantras. Of course, without swara, the Veda proper, the Samhita has the swaras. So Vedadau swara prokto Vedante cha sunishchitaha tasya prakritilinasya Maheshwaraha. So the Maheshwara, the Lord Ishvara, is proclaimed, declared in the swaras of the Vedas, which are only chanted. Meaning should not be interpreted. It's not possible to get 100% correct meaning, comprehensive. You may get partial meanings. And Vedante pratisthitaha, and was established in the Vedanta, which is the Upanishads. The Veda is the Samhita, Vedanta is the Upanishads. In between you have Brahmanas and Aranyakas. The four parts, Samhita, Brahmana, Aranyaka, Upanishad, comprise the Veda as a whole, as we told many times. Yunjanaha, he has used the word yun. Yuj is yoga. Yunjanaha means we practice yoga, union. Prathamam, first mana, tattvaya savita dhiyaha. So we join our dhis with Supreme Being known as Savita, because Savita means sun. Sun is only a window to Parabrahman, and properties of effulgence, radiance, and light. Agne jyotirnichaya prithivya bharat yuktena manasa vayam devasya savitussave suvargeya yashaktya yuktya manasa devan suparyato dhiyadivam bruhajyotih karishyata savita prasuvatitan yunjate mana uta yunjate dhiyo vipra viprasya bruhatah vipaschitah vihotrava eva yunavideka in mahi devasya savituh parishtuti. This is from the Yajurveda. All these mantras are from Yajurveda. Yunjate mana, my minds are joined, my mind is joined. Yunjate means joined, yoga. Yunjate dhiyo, our intellect joined. Whose vipraha, the learned people, viprasya bruhataha vipaschitaha, with the Supreme Being, Bruhat Brahman, vipaschitaha, most knowledgeable, full of knowledge. Vihotra vaheva yunavideka in mahi devasya savituh parishtuti. So we pray to that Savita, the same meaning as Gayatri Mantra. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om. So the same meaning is given in these various mantras of the Yajurveda pertaining to the meditation process of joining the minds and intellects with the Supreme Being. Yunjate manauta yunjate dhiyo vipra viprasya bruhataha vipaschitaha vihotravahe vayuna videka inmahi devasya savituhu paristutihi. Paristutihi is nothing but paristutihi, praise, comprehensive praise to such Supreme Being. Yujevam brahmapurvyam namobhir vishlokayanti pathyena sura srunvantu visve amrutasya putra aye dhamani divyani tastho. O children of immortality, amrutasya putra aye dhamani divyani tastho. Come to the mortal world. What is mortal? The body is mortal. The body cells are continuously dying. Though we are not aware, or we are not conscious, every second there is death of body cells and new body cells are coming, except the brain cells. If the brain cells, neurons die, then no cognitory motor activities are possible. But skin cells and muscle cells and blood cells, they keep on dying and new cells are born. Still, we don't know, but this is a fact. So the immortal, the self is immortal already. It's not that it's going to become immortal on so and so date. The I myself is immortal already. Amsya putra, that's what. Aye dhamani divyani tastu. Agnir yatra abhimadhyate, vayur yatra abhiyunjate, somo yatra atirichyate, tatra sanjayate manaha. Savitra prasavena jushetat brahmapurvyam tatra yonim krunavase nihite purvamakshipat trirunnatak sthapya samam shariram. Now he is explaining the process of meditation. Trirunnatam sthapya samam shariram hridindriyani manasa niveshya. Sitting erect and joining the mind and the heart. Brahmodupena pratireta vidwan srotamsi sarvani bhayavahani. By joining onto the Brahman, pranan prapidyeha sayukta cheshta kshine prane nasika yochvasita. The pranayama process, pranan prapidya, having controlled the prana's pressure and then stopping the breath, that is called kevala kumbhaka. In the pranayama process in yoga, Yavat Kevala Tavat Sahitaha, until Keval Kumbhaka stage is reached, the Savita Kumbhaka is practiced. That means Sahita Kumbhaka means doing inhalation, retention, and exhalation with specific ratios in terms of seconds for many months and years. After which there is such a development in the human system that you reach Kevala Kumbhaka stage, which is the forerunner of Samadhi. The breath stops automatically. When the breath stops, mind also stops. Chale vayus, chale chittam. As long as the breath is moving, mind is also moving. It's not death. Normally, people die when the breath stops, but in the higher yoga, breath stops, but there is no death. The heart continues. And in the Samadhi, heart also stops, but there is no death because the brain continues to exist. In fact, they have redefined the definition of death after seeing the Yoga Samadhi demonstration of great yogis in All India Institute of Medical Sciences and other institutions, where they stop the heart in Samadhi stage, but there is no death. So they have redefined death as a state where the brain is dead, not the heart. Trinundatagam sthapya samam sariram, samam kaya sirogrivam. In Bhagavad Gita 6th chapter also, sitting erect with one line. Kaya, Shira, Kaya means body, Shira is head, Griva is neck. All the three in one line. Trirunnatam. Sthapya samam shariram hrudindriyani manasa niveshya brahmodupena pratareta vidwan srotamsi sarvani bhayavani प्राणान् प्रपीड्येह संयुक्त चेष्टा क्षीणे प्राणे नासिकयोच्छ्वसित दुष्टाश्वयुक्तमिह वाहमेनं विद्वान् मनोधारयेदाप्रमत्तः. So the mind is thus controlled by the control of the breath, the pranayama process. That is the one method. The other method is direct control of the mind. Ramana Maharshi and others went for direct control of mind, though Ramana Maharshi himself admitted both the methods exist. The pranayama method and the direct mind control method. And finally, you will be able to control your mind just like a bad horse is controlled. Dushtasvayuktamiva vahamenam vidvan manodharayet apramattaha. By attention, apramattata, he will control his mind like controlling a wild horse. Sameshu chau sharkara vahnivaluka vinajjite shabdajalashrayadhivihi manonukolena tu chakshu pidane guhanivatashrayane prayojayet nihara dhumarkanalanilanam khadyota vidyut spatika shasinam etani rupani purassarani brahmanya abhivaktikarani yoge. So the yoga process, the experiences which come during the yogic development, prithyapastejo anilakhena mutthite panchatmake yoga gune pravritte tasya rogo na jara na mrityu praptasya yoga agnimayam shariram. By the achievement of supreme yogagni in the body, there is no death, there is no disease. Raghutvam arogyam alolupatvam, body light, healthy, and no addictions or no dependencies. Varna prasadam, good color. Swarasaushtavancha, good voice. Gandha shubho, good smell. Mutra purisham alpam, yoga pravrittim prathamam vadanti. These are the symptoms of success in yoga. In Hatha Yoga Pradipika, there is a different sloka that is explaining more or the same thing. Yathaiva bimbam hridayopaliptam tejomayam prajate tatsudhautam tadvatmatattvam prasamikshyadehi ekakrutabdho bhavate vitashokaha. Vapukrushatvam vadane prasannata nadasputatvam nayane sunirmale arogata bindujayo agnideepanam nadi vishuddhir hatha yoga lakshanam. So the hatha yoga lakshanas are also explained here. Gandhashubho raghutvam arogyam alolupatvam varnaprasadam sarasaushtavancha Gandhashubho mutrapurisham alpam yoga pravrittim prathamam vadanti yathaiva bimbam hridayopaliptam tejomayam bhrajate tatsudhautam tadvatmatattvam prasamikshyadehi ekah krutardho bhavate vitashokaha. So the dehi, the individual who is having a body, deha is different from dehi. In the Bhagavad Gita also, the word dehi is used. Kasam sajirnani yatha vihaya navani grunhati tatparan tatha sarirani vihaya jirnani anyani samyati navani dehi. Dehi means I, the self. I throw this body out and get a new body. Just when the body becomes too weak, like a worn out cloth will be thrown out and a new cloth will be taken. So this dehi, tad atma tattvam prasamikshya dehi. I have already explained to you the atma tattvam. So Dehi, the self, yourself, having understood the Atma Tattvam, Prasamiksha, Atma Tattvam, Prasamiksha Dehi, Ekaha, Kutardho Bhavate, Vita Shokaha. Shokam Tarati Atmavit. The knower of the self shall transcend sorrow or misery or pain. Because all sorrows, miseries, or pains are coming due to the false identification of the self. But the true self-realization will liberate you while you are alive with the body, free from all miseries. Vita Shokaha Yadatma Tattvena tu Brahma Tattvam Deepopamene Hayukta Prapashyet Ajandhruvak Sarvatattvair Jnatva Devam Muchyate Sarvapashai. Yada Atma Tattvena tu Brahma Tattvam Deepopamene Hayukta Prapashyet Ajandhruvak Sarvatattvair Jnatva Devam Muchyate Sarvapashai. Be liberated from all bondages, having realized the Supreme Being, Brahma Tattvam. Esha hi Deva Pradishonu Sarva Purvo Jata Saugarbhe Antaha Saeva Jata San Janishyamana Pratyagjanasthishtati Sarvato Mukha. So the Supreme Being is established in all directions simultaneously. Yacchakinchit Jagat Sarvam Drishyate Sruyate Piva Antarbahishcha Tat Sarvam Vyapya Narayana Sthitaha. Yo Devo Agno Yo Apsu. This we have read in the Rudrajhaya of the Yajurveda, the Namakam Chamakam also. Yo Devaha Agno Yo Apsu Yo Viswam Bhuvananavavisha Avidesha. He who is present in the fire, in the waters, and in all the worlds is spread. Ya Oshadhishu Yo Vanaspatishu Tasmai Devaya Namo Namah. Tasmai Devaya Namo Namah. Vishwarupa is being explained. In the Namakam, the Vishwarupa is explained. The Tritiya Chaya Ya Eko Jalavani Shata Ishanibhis Sarvan Lokan Ishata Ishanibhi Ya Evaika Ya Udbhave Sambhavecha Ya Etad Vidurat Amrutaste Bhavanti Eko Hirudro Najad Dvitiyayatastut Iman Lokan Ishata Ishanibhi Pratyagjanastishthati Panchuko Jantakale Saksrija Vishwa Bhuvanani Gopa Vishwataschkshu Vishwato Uta Vishwato Mukho Vishwato Bahuruta Vishwatasa Sahasra Shirshad Purushaha Sahasraksha Sahasrabhat Sabhumim Vishwato Vrutva Atyatishthad Dashangulam Purusha Eva Idagam Sarvam Yad Bhutam Yacha Bhavyam Utamrutatvasyeshanaha Yadannena Tirohati Etavanasya Mahima Ato Jayanscha Purusha. So this Purusha Sukta and in Narayan Sukta we have Sahasrasir Shandevam Vishwaksham Vishwashambhuvam Vishwashambhuvam Vishwannarayanam Devam Aksharam Paramam Padam Vishwannarayanam Devam Aksharam Paramam Padam Vishwam Vishnuhu Vishwannarayanam Devam Aksharam Paramam Padam Vishwato Bahuruta Vishwataspat Sambahubhyam Dhamati Sampatatre Dyava Prithivi Janayan Deva Ekaha. Deva Ekaha, one supreme being, created this universe, the earth and the sky, everything. Yo Devanam Prabhavaschodbhavascha. He who is the cause of the creation and generation of the Devas. Vishwadhiko Rudra Maharshi Hiranyagarbham Janayamasa Purvasano Buddhya Shubhaya Samyunaktu All these are compiled Vedic mantras, compiled together to give the profound nature description of the Parabrahman. Yate Rudra Shivatanu Aghora Papakashini Tayanastamam Shantamaya Girishanta Vichakasi Yamishum Girishanta Haste Vivashtastave Shivangiritratan Kurumahimsi Purushan Jagat Tatah Param Brahma Param Bruhantam Yadanikayam Sarva Bhuteshu Gudham. The two mantras I chanted now are from Rudradhyaya or Namakam. And now he is going for other mantras too. Tataha Param Brahma Param Bruhantam. Brahma means Bruhat, the totality, big picture. Param Brahma Param Bruhantam Yadhanikayam Sarvabhuteshu Gudham is hidden in all beings. Vishwasyaikam Pariveshthidaram, spread everywhere, present in the whole universe. Ishantam Jnatva Amruta. Those who know, realize that Ishvara become immortal, because they know that they are one and the same as that Ishvara, who is all spread, who is eternal, infinite, has no time, no space. Vedahametam purusham mahantam adityavarnam tamasah parastat. I know this, I realize this supreme Purusha, the supreme being, who is beyond darkness. Mahantam, the supreme, the great. Tamevam viditva amrut atimrutyumeti nanya pantha vidyate yanaya. Those who know this alone will become immortal. There is no other way. Anya pantha. There is no other path for liberation. Yasmad paramna paramasti. That which has nothing beyond it. Kinchit yasman naniyo najayo stikachit. There is nothing smaller than it. There is nothing bigger than it. There is nothing other than it. Vrukshaiva stabdho divitishtatyekah. Tenedam purna purushena sarvam. The whole universe is spread with the same Purusha fixedly. Tato yaduttaratam tadarupamanamayam is formless and free from all impurities. Saetad vidura amrutaste bhavanti. Those who realize this, they become immortal. Te bhavanti tare dukkham piyanti. And those who don't realize this supreme being will be suffering from sorrows of all kinds. So simple logic. If you are in realization stage, you are not suffering. If you are suffering, then you are not in realization stage. Most of the sufferings are created artificially by man, by their mind, by the emotions, by stupidity. Vrukshaiva stabdho divitishtatyekaste nedam purnam purushena sarvam. Tato yaduttaratam tadarupam anamayam sa ya etad viduramrutaste bhavante dhare dukkham piyanti. Sarvan anashiro griva sarva bhuta guhashayah sarva vyapi sa bhagavan tasmat sarva gata shivaha. He is Kalyana Swarupa. Shiva means Kalyana Swarupa, who is spread everywhere in everything. Sarvagataha Shivaha Sarvabhuta Guhashayaha Sarvavyapi Sa Bhagavan. The nature of Bhagavan is being explained most extensively, intensively in this Upanishad, more than possibly any other place. Mahan Prabhu, the great Lord, Vai Purusha Swetaswetara Pravartakah Surinmala Mimam Prapti Ishano Jyotiravyayah Angushtamatra Purusho Antaratma. The size of the Karana Sarira is supposed to be Angushtamatra. Angushtamatro Purusha Avyayatma. Antaratma Sada Janam Hridaye Sannivishtaha. He is there in the heart of all beings. Ruddham anvisho manasa viklupto yetad amritaste bhavanti. Those who realize this become immortal. Sahasrasir Shah Purushaha. In fact, these Purusha Sukta mantras are also quoted here. Sahasrasir Shah Purushaha. Sahasrakshas Sahasrabad. Sabhumim Vishwato Vrutva. Atyatishthad Dashangulam. Purusha Evedagam Sarvam. Yadbhutam Yaccha Bhavyam. Bhutamrutatvasyeshana. Yadannenatirohati etava mahima atujjayanuscha purushaha sarvatah panipadam tat sarvatokshit shiromukham sarvatah srutimalloke sarvamavrutya tishthati. This is repeated in the Bhagavad Gita as it is. Sarvata Srutimalloke Sarvamavrutya Tishtati. Sarvendriya Gunabhasam Sarvendriya Vivarjitam Asattam Sarvabhrichaiva Nirgunam Gunabhoktricha Bahirantascha Bhutanam Acharam Charamevacha Bhuta Bhartrucha Dajneyam Grasishnu Prabhavishnucha Jyotisham Apita Jyotistamasa Paramuchyate Jnanam Jneyam Jnanagamyam Hridi Sarvasya Vishthitam. Same here and in Bhagavad Gita. Navadvare Pure Dehi. Okay, Sarvendriya Gunabhasam Sarvendriya Vivarjitam Sarvasya Prabhumisham Ishanam Sarvasya Saranam Suhrut. He is the best friend. He is the abode of all surrender. Sarvasya Saranagam. This word is taken to interpret Prapatti, Sharanagati. Navadvare Pure Dehi Hamso Lilayate Bahi Vashi Sarvasya Lokasya Sthavarasya Charasya Cha. In this small city of 9 holes, this body, Navadvare Pure Dehi Hamso Lilayate Bahi. Hamsa is Soham. Hamsa Soham meditation we have done. Inhalation, exhalation. Hamsaha Hamso Lilayate Bahi. Inside and outside it goes. Vashi Sarvasya Lokasya Sthavarasya Charasya Cha. It is the controller of the whole universe, the fixed and moving. Sthavara Jangama Lokasya Sthavarasya Charasya Cha. Apanipadau Janograhita Paschat Chachakshuhu. He sees without eyes, he hears without ears. Srunato Chagarnaha Savetti Vedyam Nachatasyasti Veta. He knows everything, but there is no one who knows him. Tamahuru Agriam Purusham. He is the first Purusha, Mahantam, the supreme. Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan Atma Guhayam Nihitosya Janto. Subtler than the subtlest. Atom, bigger than the biggest Mahat. And that Atma self is hidden. Guhayam Nihitaha Asya Janto. In this body, in the cave of heart is hidden. Tamakratum Pashyati Vita Shoko Dhatu Prasadan Mahimanavatmanaha. These are repeated in many Upanishads, in many places like Bhagavad Gita. A person who realizes this transcends all sorrow, and that will be possible with Dhatu Prasadan Mahimanavatmanaha. Dhatu Prasada means Ishvara Anugraha. Unless and until the Prasada or Anugraha or the Ishvara is there, Ishvara Anugraha Deva Pumsam Advaita Vasana Mahadbhaya Paritrana Vipranam Upajayate. The first sloka of Avadhuta Gita. Only by Ishvara Anugraha is possible to get Advaita Siddhi, Advaita Vasana also. Ishvara Anugraha Deva Pumsam Advaita Vasana Mahadbhaya Paritrana Vipranam Upajayate. It is born in the Vipras for the purpose of transcending the greatest fear, which is the fear of death. Vedahametam Ajaram Puranam Sarvatmagam Sarvagatam Vibhutvat जन्म निरोधं प्रवदन्ति यस्य ब्रह्मवादिनो हि प्रवदन्ति नित्यम्। चतुर्थोऽध्यायः। ओम य एकवर्णो बहुधा शक्तियोगात् वर्णान् अनेकान् निहितार्थो दधाति विचैति चान्ते विश्वमादौ स देवास्सनो बुद्ध्या शुकया संयुनक्तु तदेवाग्निः तदादित्यः तद्वायुः तदु चन्द्रमा तदेव शुक्रम् अमृतं तद् ब्रह्म तदापः स प्रजापतिः तत्स्त्री त्वं पुमांसि त्वं कुमार उत वा कुमारी त्वं जीर्णो दण्डेन वञ्चसि त्वं जातो भवसि सर्वतो मुखः नीलं पतंगो हरितो लोहिताक्षः तौद्गर्भवृतवः समुद्राः अनादिमत्वं विभुत्वेन वर्तसे यतो जातानि भुवनानि विश्वा. All the worlds, the 14 worlds are born out of the Supreme Being. Ajamegam lohita shukla krishnam Bhakvi praja srumuja sujamana vasarubah ajohyeko ajuma ajushamano anushete jahat yenam bhukta bhoga majonyah. The unborn Dvasuparna Sayuja Sakhaya. This we have seen in the Taittiriya and the other Upanishads. There are two birds. Yesterday also in the Mundaka Upanishad we have studied this. There are two birds. One is, they are identical birds. One is just watching and other is enjoying. Dvasuparna Sayuja Sakhaya Samanam Vriksham Parishasvajate Tayor Anyak Pippala Swad Vattat Avsnas no Anyo Abhichakashiti. That is, these two birds are, one is Jiva and other is Ishvara. Samani Vrikshe Purusho Nimagno Anishaya Shochati Mukhyamanaha Jushtam Yada Pashyatanyamisham Asya Mahimanamiti Vita Shokaha Rucho Akshare Parame Vyoman Yasmin Deva Adhivishve Nishedhu Yastannaveda Kimricha Karishyati Ya Ittad Vidutta Ime Samasate. These are all very profound Vedic mantras which are very famous. Some of these mantras are repeated both in Rigveda and Yajurveda. Rucho Akshare Parame Vyoman. Rucha. Rucha is a Rigveda mantra in the transcendental space, indestructible transcendental space. Akshare Parame Vyomani. Rucho Akshare Parame Vyomani. Adhivishve Nishedha Yastanna Veda Kim Rucha. Kim Rucha Karishyati. Yaittad Duhu Taime Samasate. Chandagumsi Yajnah Kratavo Vratani Bhutam Bhavyam Yacha Veda Vadanti. All the Vedic mantras, what they are explaining, all the tapasyaryas, vratas is tapasyaryas, commitments, what they are explaining and what all the Vedas are explaining. Yacha Veda Vadanti Asman Mayi Srijate Vishwametat. So this Mayi, the one who is creating Maya, he creates this universe. Srijate Vishwametat. Tasminscha Yo Mayaya Sanniruddha Mayantu Prakritam Vidhi Mayantu Prakritam Vidatman Anmayinantu Maheshwaram. Mayina, Mayi is Ishvara and Maya is his creation. Apyayana Bhutaistu Vyaptam Sarvamidam Jagat Asya Vayava Bhutaistu Vyaptam Sarvamidam Jagat Yo Yonim Adrishtatyeko Yasmin Idhigam Panchavivaid Sarvam Tamishanam Varadam Devamidyam Nichaye Mam Shantimatyantameti Yo Devanam Prabhavaha Shodbhavascha Vishwabhiko Rudro Maharshi Hiranyagarbham Pashyati Jayamanam Sano Buddhya Shubhaya Samyukto Yo Devanam Adhipo Yasmin Lokadhishrita Ya Ishe Asya Dvipadascha Tushpadaha Kasmai Devaya Havisha Videma Sukshmati Sukshmam Kalilasya Madhye Vishwasya Prashtaram Prashtaram tam aneka rupam. Vishwasya ekam pariveshtitaram jnatva shivam shantim atyantameti. By realization of the Shivam, that is supreme felicity or supreme welfare nature, which is subtler than the subtler, sukshmat sukshmam kalilasya mathe vishwasya prashtaram. The creator of the universe, tam aneka rupam, who has many forms. Vishwasya ekam pariveshtitaram jnatva shivam shantim atyantameti. The supreme shanti, supreme peace will be achieved by having the knowledge of that supreme being. Sa eva kalo bhuvanasya gopta vishwadhipas sarva bhuteshu godhaha. He is hidden in all beings. And he is the creator of the time and the universes of all kinds. Yasmin yukta brahmarshayo devatasya tam evam jnatva mrityupasham shanti. By realization of this supreme being, you will be able to cut down, destroy the bondage of death. And there is no other way, by the way. It is not possible to live permanently. This body is mortal, man is mortal, body is mortal, this world is the worlds of mortals. Richulokam. So the bodies will die. All the bodies will die. Again, the bodies are born. Jadasya dhruvo mrityu. Whatever bodies are born, all those things have to die. And again, they are born. Yes, the same thing. Whatever you see in Sahasranama or whatever you see in other Veda Suktas, Purusha Sukta, or same thing is being explained here. Sukshmati sukshmam kalilasya madhye vishwasya prashtaram tam aneka rupam vishwasya ekam pariveshtitaram jnatva shivam shantim atyantameti. Sa eva kalo bhuvanasya gupta vishwadhipa sarva bhuteshu godhaha. Yasmin yukta brahmarshayo devataha chatam evam jnatva mrityupasham chinanti. So the same supreme being who is explained by the Brahmarshis. Brahmarshi means Vasishtha was a Brahmarshi, for example. And Devata, like Indra and others are also explained. Evam jnatva mrityupasham chinanti. By understanding this, you will be able to cut down the bondage of death. Kritat param mandamivati sukshmam jnatva shivam sarvabhuteshu godham. Having realized Shiva is hidden in all the beings, Vishwasyaikam pariveshtitaram, the one behind the whole universe, exists, established, Jnatva devam muchyate sarvapashai. If you are established in that supreme being, you will be liberated from all bondages. Esha devo vishwakarma mahatma, the supreme self, the creator of the universe. Sada jananam hridaye sannivishta, who is established always in the heart of all beings. Hruda manisha manasa viklupto enam vidura amrutaste bhavanti. So manisha means with conviction, with determination, with conclusive conviction. Those who know it, manasa viklupto sa enam viduhu amruta bhavanti. Mrutaste bhavanti. Yada tamah tanna divana ratrihi nasat cha sachiva eva kevalaha. Shiva kevala alone is existing. There is no day and there is no night. Tad aksharam tat savitur varenyam. That indestructible, that effulgent light. Savita is like sunlight. Varenyam, the dearest word. Varenyam means most beloved, dearest to the heart. Prajna cha tasmat srita purani. He is the most ancient. Naina murdham na tiryancha namadhye parijragavat. naivam urdhvam, neither top nor bottom nor center. Parijagrahat natasya pratimasti yasya nama mahadyashaha. There cannot be anything equal to him, and whose name is Supreme Yasha, that means greatness. So this word is quoted by the Muslim scholars to say that idol worship is not correct. Natasya pratima asti. Now here it has to be interpreted correctly. Pratima means prati means equal, opposing. Mam, there is something equivalent or opposite. So if you say an idol is equivalent to Parabrahman, it is not possible. If you say a mountain is equivalent to Parabrahman, it is not possible. If you say a tree is equivalent to Parabrahman, not possible. That's what this word means. It does not mean just idol worship. Natasya pratimasti. Yasya nama mahadyashaha, whose name is supreme reputation, yashaha. Nasandrishe tishtati rupamasya, na chakshusha pashyati kaschanaivan. Nobody can see, nobody can hear. The form is not visible. Hruda hridistham manasa eva evam vidur amrutaste bhavanti. They realize, those who realize by their heart, inside their own heart, they become immortal. Ajato jata ityevam kaschid bhiru prapadyate. The unborn is described as being born by some cowards. Bhiru rudrayatte dakshinam mukham te namam pahi nityashaha. The unborn cannot be born. Of course, there is also a statement, ajayamano bahudha vijayate. Through his maya, he appears to be born many forms, though he is unborn. Manastoke tanaye mana ayushi mano goshu mano ashveshwaririshah viran mano rudra bhamito vadhir nishranta sadumitva havamahe. This is also from Rudradhyaya. Now the fifth chapter, Dve akshare brahma pare tvanante vidya vidye nihite yatra gudhe sharam tvam vidyanam amrutam tu vidya vidya vidye ishayate yastu sonyaha. Yo ayonim hadishishta eko vishwani rupani yonischa sarva. He who himself is ayoni, never born, but creates all the yonis. Vishwani rupani yonischa sarvaha rishim prasutam kapilam yastamagre janair vivarti jayamanam cha pashyet ekaikam jalam bahudha vikurvan yasmin kshetre saharityesha devaha bhuya srishtva pathayastvadhesha sarvadhipatyam kurute mahatma sarvadisha urdham adhascha tiriyak prakashayan bhrajayate yannanadvan evasadevo bhagavan varenyo योनि स्वभावान् अधितिष्ठत् एकः यच्च स्वभावं पचते विश्वयोनिः पाच्चां सर्वान् परिणमयेद्यः सर्वमेतद् विश्वम् अधितिष्ठत् एको गुणांश्च सर्वान् विनियोजयेद्यः. In fact, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa has explained all the Veda mantras like this. They go on describing the infinite attributes of Paramatma or Parabrahman, Om. So all the Veda mantras are doing only this. They go on describing, they go on praising. So in this Upanishad, many such mantras are compiled together at one place. Tad Veda Guhyo Upanishatsu Gudham Tad Brahma Vedate Brahmayonim Ye Purvam Deva Rishayascha Tad Viduhu Tetan Maya Amrita Vai Babhuvuhu. Our ancestors and devas who have realized the Supreme Being, they became immortal. Gunanvayoya Phala Karma Karta Kritasya Tasyeva Nachopabhokta Sajopabhokta Sa Vishwarupaha Trigunaha Trivatma Vishwadhispasyancha Pratik Swakarmatihi. Angushtamatro Ravitulya Rupaha, just 1 inch size, Angushtamatra Ravitulya Rupaha. That is, we are talking of the Karana Sharira, not the Supreme Being, but the individual self in the Karana Sharira. We have Sthola Sharira, Sukshma Sharira, and Karana Sharira. Ravitulya Rupaha, Sankalpa Ahankara Samanvito Yaha. So that he has the Sankalpa and Ahankara. Buddher Gunena Atma Gunena Chaiva. Aragramatro Hyaparopi Drushtaha. So that pure self is embodied in the Karana Sharira as the individual Jiva. Amaivamsho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhutaha Sanatanaha Manashasthani Indriyani Prakritisthani Karshati. So he is attached to the mind and the Indriyas, and he carries from one body to the other. Shariram Yadava Apnoti Yacha Apyut Kriyamati Ishvaraha Grihitva Yatani Samyati Vayabhyantami. The 15th chapter. Valagra Shatabhagasya Kalpitasya Bhago Jivasya Vijnaya Sacha Ananchaya Kalpate. Naiva Strina Pumanesha Naiva Chayam Napumsakaha Nayadyat Shariram Adatte Tena Tena Sayujyate. The self is neither female nor male or anything else, or not even Napumsaka. It is acquiring the properties of the body which it enters. Sankalpana Sparshana Drishtir Omaigra Sambhushya Chatma Vivruddha Janma Karmanuganyanukramena Dehi Sthaneshu Rupanya Visamprapadyate. It acquires the properties of the body into which the Karana Sharira enters. Sthulani Sukshmani Bahuni Chaiva Rupani Dehi Swagunair Rinoti Kriya Gunair Atma Gunaischa Tesham Samyoga Hetur Avaropi Drishtaha Anadyanantam Kalilasya Madhye Vishwasya Srashtaram Tam Aneka Rupam Vishwasekam Pariveshtitaram Jnatva Devam Muchyate Sarvapashai. I read again. Anadi Anantam, the one without beginning and without end. Kalilasya Madhye Vishwasya Srashta. He is the creator of the universe. Antam Aneka Rupam has many forms. Vishwasekam Pariveshtitaram, the one which is spread all over the world. Jnatva Devam, those who know it. Muchyate Sarvapapai. They will be liberated from all sins. Bhavagrahyam Bhava Bhavakaram Shivam. Bhavagrahyam Anidakyam Bhavakaram Shivam Kadasargakaram Devam Yaviduste Jahustanum. They will get separated from the body even when the body is burnt away. Those who have understood are established in the Shiva. Om Swabhava Meke Sashtodhyayaha Swabhava Meke Kavayo Vadanti Kalam Tadhanye Parimkyamanaha Devasesha Mahimatu Loke Yenedam Brahmyate Brahmachakram Yena Vratam Nityamidam Hisarvam Yakala Kalo Guni Sarva Vidyaha Eneshitam Karma Nivritte Ehat Prutthvapyate Jo Nilakhani Chintyam Tat Karma Krutva Vinimritya Bhuyaha Tattvasya Tattvesya Sametya Yogam Ekena Dvabhyam Trirashti Kalena Cheva Atma Gunaischa Sukshmai Arabhya Karmani Gunanvitani Bhavanscha Sarvan Viniyojayedyaha Tesham Abhave Krita Karmanashaha Karmakshaye Yati Satatvatonyaha. Arabhya Karmani Gunanvitani, having started the karmas based on the gunas, Bhavamscha Sarvani Viniyojayedyaha Tesham Abhave Krita Karmanashaha Bhavamscha Sarvani Viniyojayedyaha. So all the thoughts process and based on the karmas, if they all end, Tesham Abhave Krita Karmanashaha Karmakshaye Yati Satatvato Anyaha. When the Karmakshaya happens, the liberation comes. Adi Samyoga Nimitta Hetu Parastrikala Dakalopi The kalopi drishtaha tam vishwarupam bhuva bhutamidhyam devam prachittastham upasya purvam. By performing upasana on that supreme being, Devam, Vishwarupam, bhava bhutamidhyam, the one which is worth worshipping. So in Islam, they have this statement that the only supreme being is worth worshipping. No other person is worth worshipping. There is a confusion. Showing respect is different from supreme being worshipped. Let me say Matru Devo Bhava or Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atithi Devo Bhava, which means you show respect to those individuals. It is not the same as Upasana performance on the supreme being. That is where they get confused. Savruksha krihi paronyo yasmat prapancha parivartateyam karmavaham papamanudam bhavesham jnatva atmastham amrutam vishwadhama. The universal abode which is immortal, amrutas vishwadhama. Tamishwaranam param maheshwaram tam daivatanam paramam cha daivatam. The Maheshwara, the supreme Ishvara of all Ishvaras, and the supreme Devata of all Devatas. That's why Adi Deva, Mahadeva, the words used. Many Devatas are there. Patim Patinam Paramam Parastad Vidam Devam Bhuvanesha Vidyam Natasya Karyam Karanam Cha Vidyate Natat Tamascha Bhikshatakascha Drishyate Parasya Shakti Vividhaiva Sruyate Swabhaviki Jnana Balakriya Cha. He has no Karanam, Karyam, he has no equivalent or a greater entity. Natasya Kaschit Patirasti, he has no Pati. Okay, na Chesita, Naivacha Tasya Lingam, there is no Lingam also. That means indicative symbol. You cannot say only this is indicative symbol. Sa Karanam Karanadhipadhipo, Nachasya Kaschit Janita Nachadhipaha. He has no father, he has no son. He has no boss. Yes, Tantunaha iva Tantubhihi Pradhanajaihi Swabhavataha Deva Eka Samavrunoti Sanodadhatu Brahma Vyayam Eko Deva Sarvabhuteshu Gudha. Sarva, this is a very famous statement. I think it is repeated in the Bhagavad Gita also. Eko Deva Sarvabhuteshu Gudha Sarvavyapi Sarvabhutantaratma Karmadhyaksha Sarvabhutadhipa Vasa Sakshi Cheta Eko Cheta Kevalo Nirgunascha. This is repeated in many other Upanishads. Eko Devaha, only one, not many. Many are only his manifestations or his Leela. Sarvabhuteshu Gudha is inherent, hidden in all the beings. Sarvavyapi, spread all over. Sarvabhutantaratma, he is the self of all the beings. Karmadhyakshaha, he is the supervisor of all karmas. Sarvabhutadhivasaha, he lives in all beings. Sakshi Cheta Kevalo Nirgunascha. He is Avyaya Purusha Sakshi Kshetrajno Aksharevacha. Sakshi Cheta Kevalo Nirgunascha. Eko Vasi Nishkriyanam Bahunam Ekam Rupam Bahudaya Karot. Even though he is only one, he appears to be many. Atmastham ye anupashyanti. Those who see in his own self or her own self, atmastham ye anupashyanti dhiraha. Those dhiras, courageous people, tesham sukham shashvatam. They will have permanent happiness. Naetaresham, not to others. So all miseries are coming due to lack of the realization of the Supreme Being as existing inside every being. Nityo Nityanam, Chetanas Chetananam. This is also repeated in other Upanishads. Many of these things are very famous quotations you all must be knowing already. the permanent among permanent, the conscious among conscious, Chetanas Chetananam, Eko Bahunam, the one behind many, Yo Vidadhati Kama, Tat Karanam Sankhya Yoga Dhigamyam. That cause, original cause, which can be reached through the Sankhya Yoga, Jnatva Devam Muchyate Sarvapapai. Having reached that divine being, you will be liberated from all sins. Na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam, niyama vidyuto bhati kuto yamagni, tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam, tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. This is also very famously repeated quote. There, in that supreme being, there is no sun, there is no moon, there are no stars, there is no lightning, there is no fire, and all these things are getting the light from that supreme being only. Tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam tasya bhasau sarvamidham vibhati. Tasya bhasa sarvamidham vibhati. Eko hamso bhuvanasya asya madhye eva sa eva agnis sarvine sannivishta. Tameva viditva atimrutyumeti namya pantha vidyate. For liberation, ayana, there is no other method but to realize that supreme being. He is in the center of the creation, the universe. Vishwasya, Vishwakrut, Vishwavid, Atmayonihi, Nyaha, Kala Kalo, Guni, Sarvavidyaha, Pradhana Kshetrajnaha, Patir Gunesha, Samsara Moksha Sthiti Bandhaye. So, he is the cause of liberation. Satanmayo Amruta Isha Samstho Sarva Sarvago Bhuvanasya Gopta Ishayasya Jagato Nityamayavan Nanyo Hetu Vidyate Ishanaya Yo Brahmanam Vidadhati Purvam Yo Vai Vedam Prahinodi Tasmai Tam Devam Atma Buddhim Prakasham Mumukshayir Vai Sharanam Aham Prapadye. So I prostrate into that supreme being who is the cause of this universe, who is the cause of even Brahma. Yo Brahmanam Vidadhati Purvam Yo Vai Vedam Pranihi Tasmai. He who taught Vedas to Chaturmukha Brahma. From Devam Atma Buddhi Prakasham, the one, that power, Deva, divine power, which is enlightening the self and the intellect. I dedicate myself. Vai Sharanamaham Prapadye, Nishkalam Nishkriyam Shantam, Niravadyam Niranjanam. Nishkalam Nishkriyam Shantam, Niravadyam Niranjanam. Amritchuparam Setum Dagdhendhan Vivanalam Yada Charmavadakasam Veshtayishyanti Manavaha Tada Shivam Avidnyaya Dukkhasyanto Vishyati. Yada Charmavadakasam Veshtayishyanti Manavaha Tada Shivam Avidnyaya Dukkhasyanto Vishyati. As long as you don't realize that Shiva, who is spread everywhere, you will be suffering all problems. Tapak prabhava deva prasadacha brahma Swetaswetara atha vidwan. Because of the power of tapasya, now we concluding remarks. Whosoever has delivered this Upanishad is saying Tapak prabhavat, because of the result of tapasya, Deva Prasadat, by the grace of the Lord, Brahma, Brahma told, Brahma gave this Swetaswetara Upanishad Vakyas, Atha Vidwan, Adhasya Adhyasramibhyaha Paramam Pavitram, Provaj Samya Gurushi Sangha Jushtam. So Brahma himself told all these mantras of Swetaswetara Upanishad to the group of rishis. Vedante Paramam Guhyam Pura Kalpa Prajoditam Aprashantaya datavyam. This is the supreme secret knowledge. Paramam guhyam. Pura kalpa prachoditam. Na aprashantaya datavyam. Shall not be delivered to a person who is not in deep peace. Aprashantaya na datavyam. Na aputraya asishyaya vaipunaha. Three qualifications. Either he has to be your own son, or he has to be your own disciple, or he has to be a very calm, deeply calm person. For these three persons alone, this Swetaswetara Upanishad can be delivered. The adhikari for these are three categories. One is your own son, one is your own disciple, third is neither son nor disciple, but is very peaceful, deeply peaceful, Muni type of a person. Na prashantaya datavyam, na putraya asishyaya vaipunaha, yasya deve parabhakti, yatha deve tadha gurau. The supreme bhakti and prapatti on the Lord and on the Guru. Yatha deve tadha gurau, tasyete kahida hyartha, prakashante mahatmanaha, prakashante mahatmanaha, prakashante mahatmanaha. So Mahatmas will enlighten you if you have all those qualities. Brahmavadino vadanti saptadasha, yunjnana shodasha, ya eka jalavan eka vimshatihi, ekvarno dvavimshatihi, dve akshare chaturdasha, swabhavam eke trayo vimshatihi, ahatcha trayodashadikam shatam. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
ధన్యవాదములండి ప్రభు గారు. Actually today it is 8 o'clock. We will take the question answer session tomorrow, sir.
I'm not there tomorrow. Today is my last day.
Now, tomorrow also we have a class.
No.
So if you are not, we will talk about this tomorrow later. Okay. Now you want to take up the question answer session now?
Yeah, I can take up, no problem. If any worthwhile questions are there, irrelevant questions should not be asked.
Okay, Babu garu.
Yeah, there are a few questions. Sir, what is Sukshma Sharira, Stula Sharira, and Karana Sharira?
Yeah, this Thola Sharira is what you are seeing. You are seeing my hands, my legs, all this is Thola Sharira. And Sukshma Sharira is in which we are now operating, mental, intellectual. And then there is a Karana Sharira, which is the Jivatva, that I-ness, you are feeling I am there like that. Along with the pure consciousness, which is the pure self, there is an embodiment of cover of Karana Sharira, comprising of the karma vasanas and ego. That is what is explained in the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita also. I told you already how from body to the body it moves. When this body that is called Utkramanam is going out of the body and penetrating, entering into the fetus. So Mamaivamsho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana Manashasthani Indriyani Prakritisthani Karshati. It attracts the Panchabhutas equivalent to the Panchendriyas into the itself and has Manashasthani Indriyani Prakritisthani Karshati Sariram Yada Avapnoti. Then it acquires a body. That means when the birth takes place, after entering into the fetus in the womb of the mother, after the 4th month, and Utkramati, and leaves the body when death takes place, it carries this mind and the indriyas. So life to life.
Okay. The
That
next
is the
question,
Karana Sharira. Yeah.
can I take the next question?
Yeah.
When body acquires the properties of Karana Sharira in the creation, self is first or body is first?
No, see, the body is acquired by the self. The small amsha, mamaiva amsho jiva loke jiva bhutaha sanatanaha. Ishvara's amsha, small spark of a big light. That is the individual soul, individual self, which is getting attached to the principles of five senses and mind which are existing in nature by committing to them, getting small parts. So that is the Karana Sharira. And it moves from one Sthula Sharira to another Sthula Sharira. Along with the mind itself is Sukshma Sharira. The one which is carrying on from one to the other is Karana Sharira. Along with the mind and senses also, all the five senses in their subtle form, not the physical senses, but their internal subtle forms. Next.
If Supreme Being is not creator and he is only witness, then who is the Supreme Being?
No, Supreme Being is creator also. Who said he is witness? See, understanding Supreme Being is extremely difficult. If you understood, then you are jnani, you are liberated. So all these attributes are given. Sometimes it will be confusing. Supreme Being is the creator, there is no doubt about it. Of course, Brahma, Chaturmukha Brahma is the channel for creation, created by the Supreme Being. Channels are created with different organs, different components, different executives are created. All the devatas, Dvadashadityas, Ekadasha Rudras, Ashtavasus, the entire Vishwarupa they're all components of the Supreme Being. They're all used to have this Maya universe which you see in front of you created. It exists and does not exist also. That is the nature of Maya. You cannot say it exists or you cannot say it does not exist, or both. Sannapya Sannapya Bhayatmikano. So it's a very complex topic. If you understood this, then you are liberated. The fact that you are attending this class shows that you may not have been liberated already. So you can definitely get liberated now by trying to understand these topics.
Can I take the next?
Yeah.
We are coming across two concepts. One, I am not body, I am not mind. Two, I am Ishvara, I am the whole universe. How to reconcile these two contradicting concepts?
Yeah. So the first thing is that Dehatma Bhavam, the first and the worst identification is with your own body. Those who think I am looking beautiful, I am great, I am beautiful, or I am ugly, all these kind of feelings, identifying with the body, and then treating others accordingly. They are in the worst state of body awareness. But those you are telling, you're not the body, fine. You're not the mind also. If you can reach that stage by observation, by meditation, I exist without identification with my body and without identification with my mind and senses. I am pure consciousness. That is Jivatma Tattva, Pratyagatma. Now the other category is I am Paramatma. So this Jivatma is an apparent existence. It appears to exist as real, but actually it is unreal. That Ahankara, Mamkara, all these things are unreal and temporary. If you can reach the level of Paramatma by this Upasana process, Yunjate, Manavutta Yunjate, When the Jivatma, Paramatma are joined, that is called yoga. Jivatma, Paramatma, Samyoga eva yoga. So when you are in that yoga stage, the Jivatma Tattva will be forgotten, only Paramatma Tattva will be there. That is I am the entire universe. That's what Vishwarupa he showed. So Arjuna is Jivatma and Sri Krishna was Paramatma in the Vishwarupa. So in the Bhagavad Gita itself, he himself says, I am Arjuna among Pandavas. So it is like top to bottom, it is true. Bottom to top may not be true. If you think by ego that Hiranyakashipu, I am God, you worship me, then it is wrong. It is Tamoguna, Rajoguna. But if you are able to give up your individuality in Sharanagati, Prapatti to the Lord and realize that only top to bottom is true. God alone exists in everything, in you and in everyone else. You see God everywhere, then you are liberated. Next.
The second question is, in the later concept, how can I bear the misery of the whole universe when I am not able to bear my own misery?
Yeah, it is all foolish to think like that. So there's no question of bearing. The universe itself is an illusion, Jagan Mithya. So it is a question of the pure self, which is infinite, eternal. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. When you know that Aham Brahmasmi, then there's no bearing. It's all gone. All bearing is due to ignorance. Next.
That's the end of the questions.
Very good. So let us close now.
Okay, thank you, sir. Very informative and very enlightening lecture today. We got crossly involved in that. Thank you. And now let us request Anantanji to chant Prarthana, please.
ॐ स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्य परिपालयन्तां न्याय्येन मार्गेण महिं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः अपुत्राः पुत्रिणः सन्तु पौत्रिणः सदनाः सन्तु जीवन्तु शरदां शतम् सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ सर्वेभ्यः नमस्कारः
ధన్యవాదములండి అనంతన్ గారు. Now let us all recite Vande Mataram, national anthem. Let us all stand up and let us request Chittibabu garu.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय
Jai Hind. ధన్యవాదములండి చల్లా చిట్టిబాబు గారు.